So as we do on every preview show, we start off with our rankings. So we start with the ACC is going to be 14 through 1. We don't do conference specific as far as Coastal and Atlantic. What we do is we break down the 14 best teams in our poll, and we do it from 14 to 1. Moving forward here, we've got number 2, Clemson. We're excited about this team. There's a lot to talk about, so I'm going to let Noah start here. Noah, dive into this Clemson ball club here at number 2 that we have them.
Last year, we talked about how it was going to be a really, really exciting year to watch Clemson with Eric Bakich and what he was going to be able to do. Cam Canarella has risen as a star, whether AJ likes that or not. Will Taylor and Blake Wright are also great players for Clemson. They brought in a lot of nice pieces, but then they also lost some players like a Billy Amick kind of a player. It's going to be an exciting time for Clemson, but you have to tread a little carefully with this team.
Yeah, there's a lot to like, but there's going to be some question marks. There's going to be some bumps in the road. Going to get this stuff figured out in the preseason here. Monty, tell us a little bit about your thoughts on this Clemson ball club.
Like Noah just alluded to, Caden Grice was their number 4 hitter. He's gone. He was also their Sunday starter. And then Billy Amick as the number 5 guy. Those are 2 big run-producing pieces you're losing. But I'm not sure who they've got filling in. But when you've got Cam Canarella, Blake Wright, Will Taylor, Jacob Jarrell, Jimmy Obertop, a transfer from Michigan. Those are guys that can step in. I really think Will Taylor is going to have a monster year, especially just like Jay Wolfick at Virginia. Will Taylor, no longer playing 2 sports, going to be able to put all his energy into Clemson baseball. And if he can get some of those power numbers up, he's going to be – I think he could be a Player of the Year candidate.
Yep.
Even though, similar to thinking about UNC last year where everyone was talking about Vance Honeycutt and then Mac Horvath had the monster year, it could be a similar situation for Canarella and Will Taylor.
Will Taylor is definitely on my highlighted players to watch for this Clemson ball club. Diving fully into baseball, I think this is going to be a great move for him. AJ, there's still more to talk about on this Clemson team. Tell us a little bit more about this Clemson ball club.
I mean, the combination of Cam Canarella and Will Taylor might be the most dynamic 1-2 punch, just with speed, power, hitting ability. Like, those guys have all 5 tools, both of them. You don't get a break. And then you get backed up with Blake Wright comes back. They are losing, like was already said, guys like Cooper Ingle, Caden Grice, Benjamin Blackwell, who's just experienced, been there, done that, knows how to just keep his head down. But there is just so much talent on this team, especially from the pitching side. Yes, you lose Caden Grice, but you return Austin Gordon, who coming into the year was your Friday night guy. You have Ty Olenchuk, who's shoved as a freshman against some very high caliber opponents. And then you go to the transfer portal and you get probably the most underrated steal, Matthew Marshall, who was just – I think he was SoCon Pitcher of the Year last year for Wofford. He was an absolute dude, and he's just going to be there to, hold up a spot in your rotation. He can shut down any team. It's an unbelievably deep team. They're well coached. They're probably going to be more likely to beat you 5-4 this year than 9-8. At least that's how they want to play. But don't be surprised if they put up some runs in a hurry.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is, that's a good point, is that I think they've improved vastly on the pitching side to make up for those losses offensively.
Yeah. One other guy I want to highlight too is freshman Justin Legarnik. He's been really, really good in fall ball, and I expect him, the left-handed pitcher, to get some innings there that are going to count in ACC play. Justin Legarnik, really good freshman coming in. But this Clemson team at number 2, very talented.